Welcome to another edition of the Stats and Stacks podcast. Where today we switch things up a little bit, go over some NFL spreads, pick some winners here, and I can't just do this myself. So, back by popular demand, baby, we have our great friend Tyler Robertson back on the pod. How you doing today, Tyler?
Picking winners, baby. Last time I was on this podcast, I won my fantasy football fees for the year because you're a donkey. You don't know how to pick winners. I'm here to pick winners. Let's do the thing, baby.
Hey, last time we talked football, we had that Devontae Smith bet, and I took the Stats and Stacks, took the L. So, hey, if you have a good take, that's why we have you on here. So, I mean, right now, I see that Burrow jersey, so I would hop right into the Bengals, man. We need to ease you into things a little bit.
Oh, I'm ready to go.
So what we're going to do is we're going to look at how many wins we think. We're going to look at how many wins you think that team's going to get, how many wins I feel the team was going to get when I statted it out, and what Vegas is thinking. And then we'll go ahead and we're going to work from there. So right now, we'll start with the very, very first team. We have the Washington football team. We're going to go ahead and start with that one. That way we don't accidentally call them by the last or the wrong name. So when I look at the Washington football team, let's go ahead and we're going to pull up their schedule here for you. Right now, I'm looking at it. How many wins do you see Washington getting just offhand?
Not many.
All right. And, that's kind of what I was thinking. We could look at on a
schedule pulled up.
I have it. I sure do. We can look at it at a game by game basis here. So right now, we're going to skip the preseason, obviously. So regular season, they open up at home against the Los Angeles Chargers. I think that's a close game. Who you got winning that one?
Chargers.
You got the Chargers. Okay. What about the next game? We're in division here against the Giants at home. You taking the football team or you taking the Giants there?
God. Oh, that's choosing between two gross vegetables. Flip a coin. Go Giant. I'll go Giant. So can we talk a little bit about who's the Washington football team's quarterback? Is it Fitzmagic?
It is Ryan Fitzmagic, baby.
God. Oh, no.
I love it. I mean, it's better than Taylor Heineke. I mean, what other options do you have there?
Oh, man. Fitzmagic. My dad was telling me the other day he has like 34,000 career passing yards, which is more than like Aikman, Steve Young, Terry Bradshaw. I mean, obviously it's a different age of football, but
future Hall of Famer.
Oh, stop.
And I also read a stat that he only went to the playoffs once in all these seasons. It's weird because you look at him, he's putting up all these numbers when he's not making the playoffs. It's weird.
Yeah.
It's really odd.
So it'd probably take too long to go game by game on every team.
Mm-hmm.
What's Vegas say about the football team?
I'm glad you asked. So right now, they have Vegas having it at 8 wins.
Oh, no. Pass.
Under. You're going to take the under.
Under. We may have found our lock one team in to the pod. Under. How are they going to score points? I mean, they did. I mean, tell me how they're going to score.
By playing their division. The Eagles, the Giants, the Cowboys.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'll be honest, when I statted it out, when I first looked at it, I was like, 8's kind of an odd number. I statted it out, and I gave them 9 wins on the season. So I'm actually going to go out and take the over.
Got me.
Listen,
9 wins for the football team.
9.
You're insane.
You
want to try and win your money back, or you want to just contribute?
Oh, no. I'm not betting money on the football team. But when you look at it, like you said, the Chargers is 50-50. Say they were to sweep the Giants or split with the Giants. I feel as if they sweep the Eagles or split with them. Some of their other games out of division, I mean, you have the Falcons, the Broncos, the Panthers. Like, these are winnable games for them. So if they can rely on their defense, last year they won what, 6 or 7?
Well, They won the division, didn't they?
Yeah, but I mean it was a losing record.
No,
I,
yeah.
I want to say it was like 7 wins, 6 wins, 7.
I will give that they have a good defense. I'll give them that. They'll win a few games just based on their defense alone.
Extra game this year.
But Fitzmagic, he's not going to last more than like 6 weeks. Fine. I mean, he'll pull out his magic crap for 2 weeks and then he'll be normal again.
Okay.
I just don't see. They added. I mean, their biggest offense addition is they had the worst receiving core in the league last year, and they add Curtis Samuel. I mean, it doesn't. I mean, he's
him and Terry, that connection, baby.
Player, but good God, there when you're starting Kelvin Harmon with no injuries in the slot.
So, Antonio Gibson will get a lot more run.
Well, he's hurt. I was reading something about him. He's hurt and he's having trouble with his foot still, and he can't move.
Oh gosh. Well,
I see no way that this team. Well, and one thing you got to factor in to this season is that there's an extra game. So, like the Vegas totals that you're used to seeing have to be somewhat heightened because of the fact that they're now playing 17 games. You got to remember, I mean, 8-8 Jeff Fisher season is no longer a thing. You can win 8 games and still finish under 500, but I don't see this team winning 8 games.
Hey, that's not a hill I'm willing to die on. Like I said, I had them with one more, so hey, I could see either way there.
I'm looking at their schedule. They're going to win week 3. That'll probably be the first one of the season. But outside of that, they play the Buffalo Bills week 3. So.
Lost. That's all. Just wait till we get to the Bills. They may not lose a game this season. But you know who is going to lose a bunch of games? These New York Giants. And Vegas has a weird total for them, too. Right now, Vegas has them at 7 wins. What are you thinking? Over under on 7 there?
On the New York Football Giants.
Their schedule also is not. They have a pretty nice start to the schedule. In all honesty, yeah, they have an okay schedule. Looking at it, because they have the second place schedule in the division.
Did they?
It's nice that they get to play the NFC South. I'll tell you that.
Did they finish second?
Yeah, because there was the whole debacle about the Eagles blowing that game with Doug Peterson the last game of the year. They took out Hurts.
So they went 6-10 last year, and they were bad. I think they're better than. I think they finish above the football team. I mean, Daniel Jones is a disaster, but I'll take him in a season over Fitzmagic.
Oh, well, I prefer Fitzmagic, but I sure as hell I prefer the Giants. I mean, the Giants offense. I mean, Kenny Golladay, Sterling Shepard's a good 3. He's not. He can't be a 1. I mean, I'm a little concerned. In all honesty, I actually statted them out for 6 wins, so I actually took the under. But I'm a little concerned about Saquon coming off of a serious injury right away. Usually it takes time to adapt. So I need to see what Saquon's like before I'm taking any sort of over on the Giants. You think he's going to come back? I mean, he's not human. So do you think he's going to come back just normal as ever?
I don't really think a running back has too much weight and an over-under value for a football team. I don't think Saquon's even worth a whole win.
Okay.
I just don't value running backs. I think obviously they're an integral part, but when you're talking over, under and wins, you think of quarterback and then the defense. Daniel Jones, he is not worth much, but they don't have a bad defense per se.
The defense was good. It was sneaky good last year. When you really look at the stats, it was probably top 5 or 10 unit in the NFC. It wasn't that bad, really, when you look at it.
No, and so they got better. They were 6-10. They got better over the offseason. They got Kenny Galladay. They drafted Kadarius Toney in the first round. Right now, I'm looking at the depth chart. They have a ghost of my past, John Ross, as a starter. Oh God! And then Darius.
That's a win.
No, I think that I'm going to go over. I'm not by, that's not like a strong lean, but I think they're better than the football team. They finish above the football team. And I'll go over 6 for the Giants. Are you keeping tab of these? Because I want to be able to bet some of these.
Yeah, of course. Here, wait, actually, 1 sec. I was gonna write it down. Let me see real quickly. Right. All right. Yeah, no, I'm gonna keep a tab of them. Speaking of which, the next one we have the Dallas Cowboys, the team everyone loves to talk about if your name is Skip Bayless. Right now we have Vegas has them at 9.5, which I could see.
9.5?
9.5, yeah. I had them at 10, so I'm kind of agreeing with Vegas. Like,
wait, you what?
I had them with 10 wins. I
How
did.
many did you have the Giants with? 6?
Yeah.
And you had the football team with how many? 9?
9. I think they're going to do a lot of splitting.
Oh, Deefy.
They're going to split multiple.
You think last year, not even one team in this division went over 500, and now you think multiple of them are going to go over 500?
Contingent on schedule, because they're playing each other. So I think they can beat each other. And then when you look at the other divisions they're playing, I think they can just overpower them via offense, in all honesty. They don't have this division. It's not, they're not playing any sort of killers when you really look at their lineups. I mean,
they're not killers, though.
Exactly.
Who do they scare?
A lot of 50-50 games. And,
yeah, given if Dak is healthy, they're going to win more football games. I get that.
Mm-hmm.
But you can't tell me that how many football games did Cowboys win last year? 6?
Mm-hmm.
You think they're going to win 4 more games than what they did last year?
Technically speaking, 3 more. And then the extra game this year. So, yeah, I can see it.
I
can see Dak with 3 games.
I do not think the Cowboys are a 10-win team by any measure. They're going to lose. I'm just looking at their schedule. There's no way. No.
Really? Pass. Give me winnable games for them real quickly.
Winnable games.
Yep, read them off. Let me grab this. Read them off.
I mean, let me know when you're ready.
I'm ready.
But I'm not, when I say winnable games, I'm not saying that they're going to win the game. I'm just saying it's possible that they win.
Mm-hmm.
They could beat the chart. They're not going to win against Tampa week 1. It's not happening. Chargers, winnable, I guess. It's out west. I'll take the Chargers. I'll just say all of their division games they could win. They're not gonna, but they could. They could beat the Panthers. That's a winnable one. They could beat the Vikings. Could beat the Patriots. Could beat the Broncos. They could beat all these teams, really.
Exactly. Yeah. That's why it's kind of tough. Like they could be a 5-win team. They could be an 11-win team. No one freaking knows what's going to happen.
But when I look at them, I don't look at any of these teams that are on the schedule and say they're going to beat them. Like, I look at all of these and throw question marks on all of these teams. And I'm not going to take an over. So wait, their Vegas over-under is at what? 9.5, you said?
I have it at 9.5, yeah.
I can't throw a bet on a team with question marks and say, hey, they're going to win 10 games. That's crazy. I can't do that.
No, yeah, and I agree with Vegas in regards to the total because I have them at the same thing. But that doesn't mean I'm going to bet. There's not a shot in hell that I'm betting the Cowboys over, and I'm not betting the under. I'm staying the hell away.
Take a stance. It's under. It's under.
You take under. All right. And then finish out the good old NFC least. We're looking at the Eagles here. The Eagles, their win total I have at 6.5 for Vegas. How are you feeling about that?
Vegas thinks the Cowboys and the Redskins are 3 wins better than the Eagles. Why? What's wrong? Why are the Eagles? If I wouldn't have known anything about like Vegas totals, I'd have told you the Eagles win the division.
And you know what? I agree. I actually had them at 7 wins. So I'm kind of taking the over as well. So
you have the Cowboys,
I have the Giants
wins better than the Eagles.
Yeah. I have the Giants as the worst, then the Eagles, then the football team, then the Cowboys. Mm-hmm. I just don't know. Like, what do the Eagles offer? Do you believe in Jalen Hurts?
I think he's an average quarterback.
Okay, so you have an average quarterback. You don't believe in their receiving core. They have an injury-prone running back.
Why? They got your man. Devonta Smith.
That is not my man.
He's your man. You lost your fantasy football league money on that man.
Hey.
He's your man.
Hey, I was doing how people would draft, and that was all about the Lions. That had nothing to do with the Eagles. Don't get me. Just wait till we get to the Lions. they may not get a win this season.
Whatever they have under. I don't care what the number is. Under.
The under. Okay, so the Eagles you have.
I have over 6.5.
Okay.
They got a lot of veterans on defense. This is a defense like outside the Cowboys. I mean, these defenses aren't bad.
No.
Like their secondary is going to struggle a little bit. It has for years. They got Darius Slay, but outside of him, they're weak. But their defensive line is actually pretty good. They have, Fletcher Cox, who's one of, the premier interior defensive players in the league. Brandon Graham, Derek Barnett. They drafted Milton Williams. They even picked up Ryan Kerrigan from the football team. They're going to win some games on the line of scrimmage. I mean, they're strong up front, and if healthy, their offensive line is good. And so they got strong offensive and defensive lines. Their weapons are not ideal, but I think 6.5 is a little low for them.
Hey, I have them at 7, so we're actually on the same page for the first time on the Eagles. I'll take the over as well. And then you know what? In all honesty, I'm getting the heck out of the NFC East. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a beer. I'm going to crack one. And I'm about to pour one out because the next team we have on the list, the Green Bay Packers. Sorry, this one's for you, Wolf. But the Green Bay Packers. Get this one. I grabbed these odds about a week ago. So this is pre any information on Aaron Rodgers. They have them at 10.5. And
is
obviously
is there an updated line on the Packers?
I can check. But right now, what are your thoughts on the 10.5? And I'll give you an updated one on the Packers.
Well, I guess I'm not sold. I just don't know. Is Aaron Rodgers gonna pull like a Carson Palmer in which he's just not gonna go? He's just like, hey, I'm not gonna do this. And he just opt out and say, I'm done.
Does he have anything left to prove otherwise? Like, if anyone can do it, he's already in the Hall of Fame. He already has a championship. I mean, what is he? He's already a millionaire. What else does he have to prove?
I mean, he doesn't have anything to prove. You're not wrong, but I mean, it just depends on what. I mean, he may be happy hosting Jeopardy for the rest of his life. He may. I just oftentimes a lot of these guys struggle with letting it go, especially like if you're an all-time great. It's just some kind of internal drive that fuels you to keep playing and keep going. And after he had an MVP like season last year,
I know.
that's
You could retire as NFL MVP. It's like,
I don't think I've seen the last of him, but I just don't know where he's going to end up. And that's the biggest question mark with the Packers. Like, I would say though, if I had to lay money right now on a Packers line of over under 10.5, 10.5 is a lot of wins with Aaron Rodgers. I mean, 10. I mean, you got to win 11 games to cash the ticket. That's you got to put in some work to do that. And I get the possibility of him not playing there. If I can bet the under right now at 10.5, I would, just because there's a lot of factors that go into the Packers, and more of them favor the under than they would the over. But if he plays, obviously,
I mean, they won 11 last year, so they'd have to duplicate what they did.
He was an MVP. Like, he played like an MVP last year.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm looking at it now. I was looking at DraftKings. I was looking at other websites. And the only ones some of them don't even have it on there because of him. But the ones that do have it, I still have it 10.5. So I don't think anyone's just doing any sort of movement until.
Because Earl was wanting to go down to the casino this weekend. I may place an under bet on the Packers if it's available, because I doubt many books will have it open right now.
Exactly.
Yeah. Huge liability if he doesn't return there. And it's an obvious under situation. So if you guys can find a book where it says, hey, it's 10.5, I would go bet that, because like I said, 10.5, 11 wins is a lot with Aaron Rodgers. And if you can grab that possibility of even if he plays and gets hurt, or, just.
He's not a beacon of health. He gets hurt every other year. Yeah. So is Davante Adams. It takes one of these injury-prone guys. Aaron Jones. Their three best players all get hurt every year. So one of them go down, you're missing 10. You're not winning 10.
So here's my advice: go try and find the 10.5 and smash the under. And then if Aaron Rodgers plays and he's healthy, you got to sweat it out, and it's going to be hang on for the ride. But if he doesn't, you can cash your ticket week 1.
Okay. And if I'm with you in regards to the Packers, I had them winning 9. So I'm just under. So, I mean, at that point, we're looking at, if they're not going to, I mean, again, they can possibly still win the division at, going under. But if not, I mean, you have teams like the Bears, and Vegas only has them at 7 wins. I know there's a lot of QB questions with the Bears, which is also this division is just a mess. So, I mean, 7 seems kind of low for me for the Bears with that defense. I mean, do you agree with Vegas, or would you take, what are your thoughts?
For Dub Bears? Well, how long is Andy Dalton going to be QB1? That's, and in that time frame, how many games do they win with Andy Dalton's really the question.
All about the schedule, honestly.
I mean, they're going to lose week 2. They could tell you that. I don't know anything else about their schedule. Let's see.
They're going to lose week 1. They start with the Rams, then they'll beat the Bengals.
Stop.
They'll probably beat the Bengals.
Stop.
The Browns they'll probably lose to the Browns. And then things kind of get better for them. They have the Lions. They have the Raiders. Actually, it doesn't get that much better for them. It's not just back to back. Then it gets tough again. I mean, the Packers are 50-50. We don't know what the Packers are. You got the Bucks are rough. 49ers are tough. I think the Steelers are trash this year. So, I mean, their schedule is a little all over the place. And it has a lot to do with other teams and what they're doing. So they're kind of a crapshoot. I get the 7. I had them at 8. So
I go, assuming I get Justin Fields.
mhm.
'Cause I think
By
like
week
we
5.
talked about on the last pod, I think Justin Fields is going to be a star. I think he's going to be. I don't think he went to the most ideal situation. I mean, because you look at the Bears' weapons, and yeah, you got Allen Robinson, but then after that, Darnell Mooney, Demir Bird, Riley Ridley, these guys, Anthony Miller, these guys. I mean, they're average. You got
The
oh,
GOAT running back.
jeez, Montgomery. I
Montgomery,
can't wait
man.
to talk about Montgomery on the fan, like when we get to the.
I love that
fantasy
guy
pod.
for no reason. I don't know why I like that guy so much.
So bad. He's so bad. No, but their defense is good. I mean, they're good up front. They got when you get into the second level with the linebackers, they probably have the best linebackers in the league. I mean, when they run that 3-4 defense, you got, I mean, your linebackers are Khalil Mack, Raquan Smith, Danny Trevathan, and Robert Quinn. I don't know if there's a better linebacking core out there. And then when you get into their secondary, they still have, their Eddie Jacksons, Jalen Johnsons. I like the Bears to go over 7.
Yep. All right. So we went with not agreeing on the first 3 to agreeing on the next 3. So let's break this tie here. We got, and I think this one's definitely going to break it for you. We have the Minnesota Vikings, and we have Vegas has them at 8.5 wins. You taking the over or the under?
It's probably pretty accurate. That's tough. That's right where I'd put it. I mean, I'm not going to take a stand on that because that's right where I'd put them. If I had to guess, I'm going to guess because I know you bet on the Bears and the Lions, or not the Bears and the Lions, the Bears and the Vikings to win the division. So I'm going to say that you went over.
I had them at 10.
Vikings.
I love the Vikings this year.
Stop!
I love the Vikings this year.
They'll score points. They have a good offense. I just bought my Week 1 Bengals Vikings tickets. I think the game's going to shoot to the moon.
Feed me all the over. I don't care what it is.
Whatever the over is in that game, you give it to me. Bengals Vikings. They're going to score points. I think Kirk Cousins is better than people give him credit for, as long as he's not under the bright lights. I mean, Kirk Cousins is a solid quarter. I mean, he's not
back half of the year. He looked a lot better the second half of the year.
Oh yeah, well, when they get acquainted, I mean, you got one of the best 1-2s. Thielen Jefferson is a really good 1-2 to have, receiving wise, and obviously you have probably a top 3 running back in the league in Dalvin Cook. I'm with you, actually. If I had to take a stance, I'd say the Vikings over 8.5, but that's a good line. And we here at the Stats and Stacks podcast, we only bet locks. Don't bet this over under.
No, I agree 110%. So if you want a lock, I'll give you a lock. The last team in the division, these Detroit Lions.
Oh, lock. I don't need to know a number. I don't need one. If it's more than 1, I don't need it.
I have them at 2 wins personally. Vegas had them at 5.
Holy moly, 5 wins. How? Who are they going to beat? No.
I don't know.
Nope. Nah.
No idea.
5.
I don't know. I already have a bet. I have a bet already. The Lions under. As soon as when I went into that weird rabbit hole with this division placing bets, that's what kicked it off. When I saw the Lions and I saw 5, I immediately max bet the under.
They're going to be the first overall pick in the 2022 draft. They're that bad.
Yeah.
They're god awful. They're so bad. Oh, good. I mean, they have one strength. I mean, if you give them anything, they have probably one of the best offensive lines in football. They also have DeAndre Swift, who, very up and coming running back, and they're going to pair him with Jamal Crazy Williams. That guy's nuts. But the
TJ
thing is,
Hawkinson.
what's that?
TJ Hawkinson.
Yeah, and Hawkinson. But my thing is, they got a really good line and they got a really good run game. My thing is, I don't think that fits with the Lions right now because they're going to give up a boatload of points. So it's going to be hard for them to establish a run and stick with it. And so they're going to have to air it out. And that's when, I pick my dog over Jared Goff at this point. Jared Goff is so bad. He was given, the keys to an offense out west in LA and had Robert Woods, Cooper Kupp, Tyler Higbee, Gerald Everett. You name it, they gave him the weapon, and now he goes to an offense where their starting wide receivers are Tyrell the Gazelle Williams, Brashad Perryman, and Khalif Raymond. This team is not going to score points. They're not going to prevent anybody from scoring on them. So I would definitely agree with you because the worst case scenario is they overachieve and they win 5 games and you push.
Mm-hmm.
But there's no way they're getting to 6 game. No, I mean, there's no ceiling for them.
The only way that they go anywhere near 5 is if they, their fabulous genius head coach is able to
Motor City Campbell, baby. I forgot. I don't know how I didn't lead with that. This team, I tell you though, once they get a quarterback and some receivers, Super Bowl bound. Yeah. They're going to flip this thing around with Motor City Dan Campbell. He showed up to his press conference in a racing helmet today and is ready to break some kneecaps.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, God, you get me. The Lions may become my NFC team with that guy at the helmet.
Dude, there's the other team's playbook in that helmet. He's Belichick, he's Peyton breaking knees. He's all the best coaches in one. He's ready. I like it.
Motor City Dan Campbell. You don't like Motor City Dan Campbell. What are you talking? You hate Motor City Dan Campbell. You need to get on board. He's gonna be the coach of the year in a couple of years. But this year, it's all about tanking. It's the Zach Taylor plan. I'm gonna tank. I'm gonna get me a franchise quarterback, and I'm gonna win some games.
Oh yeah, he's definitely on a long leash for whether they like it or not. He's telling them he has a long leash, and I don't think they're gonna fight him on that.
My favorite is he said, "I'm gonna knock you down, and then I'm gonna snap your kneecap in half, and I'm gonna eat it." What coach says that? The guy is nuts.
Yeah.
How do you not like Motor City Dan Campbell?
Yeah, well, when you live in Detroit and you have a 2-win season, that's how you don't like Motor City Dan.
It's all about the plan, baby. They gotta get the
plan with Dan.
He's got the plan.
All right,
didn't they? Speaking of, didn't they get like in the Goff trade? Didn't they get like a boatload of picks from the Rams?
They definitely got some picks. I don't remember where they were. I remember they didn't get enough. I feel like that trade was kind of. They got a few. Was it like the 3rd round or it wasn't like
the first round? They got a boatload of stuff. So
what they get?
No, yeah, they did. So. Listen to this trade for Matthew Stafford. The Lions won the trade.
Really?
They got Goff, which God's going to get them to the promised land. I'm going to close the door here. They got a 3rd rounder in this year's draft, and then they got 2 first-round picks in the next 2 years. So they got a first rounder in 2022, and then a first rounder in 2023. So they got 2 first-round picks for the next 2 years.
For Matthew Stafford. See, I remember the 3rd round pick. I didn't remember that they had a first for the next 2 years. See, that changes, and they want to tank this year, so getting Goff just helps.
They're gonna be loaded. Give them 2 years, and they're gonna win the. I'll place my futures bet for them to be the 2024 NFC North champions.
that's just a scary thought. The Detroit Lions. Well, they've had a winless record season before, so at least it won't be anything new for them.
But for this year, do under. But in the future, Motor City Cannonball.
God. All right, we're gonna switch over to the New Orleans Saints.
So who did we say is going to win the division? Did we say the Vikings going to win the division?
I think they are, but I have it listed at the end here in regards to who's winning. But I'm almost certain it was the Vikings, contingent on the wins. Well, the Packers we didn't really know about, so either Vikings or Pack. And then we're gonna go slide over to the Saints, which is also just another confusing team. Talk about the Packers. Saints are just as weird. I mean, first and foremost, who is the core? It's Hill, right?
No.
You think it's Winston?
I think so, but I wouldn't be shocked either way. You know, Sean Payton has to reach down his drawers every time that he thinks about Taysom Hill and gets a little excited about Taysom Hill there. But no, you got to think that last year was Jameis's year to just learn, soak up everything that he could. Taysom was the hot hand of, hey, you know, get us to the playoffs and we'll see what Breeze can do from there. But I think Jameis is, you know, they know that he's a better fit to run a franchise for a full entire season than Taysom Hill would be.
Which I definitely agree with. And I was thinking Jameis, and then I looked at their schedule. So say the Packers are, you know what? Yeah, I agree with you. Because if you look at their schedule, say the Packers don't have Aaron Rodgers, they start with the Packers, the Panthers, the Patriots. Like all three of those are winnable games. If you're going to play Jameis and see what he has, I guess you would probably do it there. So, I mean, I would agree that it's Jameis. Now, when I statted it out, I had the Saints at 9 wins. Vegas has them at 9 wins. So you're going to have to be the tiebreaker here because I agree with Vegas, but I literally can't decide if it's an under or over. I have not the slightest clue where to go with this one. What do you think?
I'm not going to be placing any American dollars on the Saints either way. I think this is if I had to guess, I think 9 wins may be where they end. If I could place any bet, I may just bet them to win 9 games. And because I mean, if you select how many games a team win, you can have some really good odds to do so. But no, if I had to guess, I'd say under, just because they're losing a generational quarterback who was good for such a long time and was a staple there. And I think this could be a transition year, of reacclimating the team and kind of adjusting. But I mean, Drew Brees didn't really have much in him last year anyway, but they do have a good defense. They have weapons. I'll go under, but with no strong lean.
No, I'm not even going to waste time on that. I have no idea what to do with them either. So a lot of these, we're going to have to see what happens with training camp battles and if injuries occur, stuff like that, trades. So.
Training camp battles? How is a training camp battle going to dictate an over-under?
Taysom versus Jameis for this
one.
Oh,
stop. They're the same. They're Vegas.
I trust Jameis more.
How many wins more do you trust Jameis with?
Like 1 or 2. But if Vegas is at 9 and I'm at 9, like that could be a deciding factor. I'm not going to touch this regardless, but I mean, it could make a difference. I didn't like the way the offense looked with Taysom last year. They didn't look good. I mean, they didn't. So, I mean, it's not like they're in a tough division though either. So it's kind of weird. I mean, they have the Bucks, and in all honesty, when I looked at the Bucks, I don't like where I was at.
What does Vegas have the Bucks?
11.5. I had them with 12 wins, and I hate it. I don't like it. I got there, and I didn't like it. But, I mean, that's the stats I came up with. And so I'm agreeing with Vegas again. I don't think they're a 12-win team, but I look at their schedule, and I don't see how that's a bad bet. It's interesting. It's weird. What are your thoughts on the Bucks?
I hate Noodle Arm. Noodle Arm's washed. He's so lucky to have all his weapons. God, he's lucky to have
Smart.
Mike and
He
Chris
chose
Godwin.
it.
I mean, yeah, he chose the situation and players around him chose him. I mean, he is washed though. Oh God, I can't imagine thinking he is getting 12 wins. But again, they did it last year. They came on with it.
Hmm.
Um, I 11 and a half Vegas has them at.
Yeah.
They may win 12 at 12 and what 12 and 5 is probably reasonable for them.
Yeah. Like it doesn't feel good. But
No, it doesn't. No, I don't like not feeling good. I'm going under. Screw them. Under.
Okay, so here. This is one where I'll read these games out for you real quickly. I'll do it as quick as possible. You tell me the games that they're losing, all right? So Cowboys, that's a win. Falcons win. Rams, I could see a loss or a win. It's 50-50. Patriots win. Dolphins win.
Why are you giving them a Dolphins win? Tua, yeah.
Tua, yeah. Eagles win. Bears win. I could see either or, but I'll say win. Saints win. Washington win. Giants win. Colts, I actually give a loss. I don't think they beat them.
This schedule.
I don't know. Falcons again. Bills, let's give them an L. Then Saints, Panthers, Jets, Panthers. Like the schedule is
holy moly.
Yeah, they have a second place schedule. They didn't win their division last year as well. You got to remember that part. So
they win 12 games. Holy moly,
it sucks.
I don't feel good. I'm with this division. I don't have any strong leans with this division, just because this division for years has been tossed around. I mean, between the Falcons, Saints, Bucks. I mean, I don't know. I think this is the division where there wasn't a consecutive winner for the long. Yep. I mean,
like 3 or 4 years or something.
There's a lot of question marks in this division that I don't feel comfortable with.
Yeah, no, I agree. So we'll both reluctantly take the over, but never bet it.
No, and then you get into under. Give me the under. I'm gonna go under. I want the under.
All right. And then we just look at the trash of the division here. We got the Falcons, who we know will not have Julio. So Vegas hasn't been there in
years. Julio hasn't been there 3 years. The guy walks around on one leg.
Fantasy gold, baby. I love Julio. But, I mean, Vegas has him at 7. When I did it, I had them at 6, and then when Julio announced that he's officially out, I just dropped one game and gave him 5. So
I think they're the second best team in the division.
You think they're better than the Bucks? Than the Saints?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I mean, I don't have a strong lead. I had it right around.
I don't think they were as bad as the record says they were last year, and I think they know that. Mm-hmm. Because, I mean, you had a quarterback-heavy draft this year, and they elect to go with Kyle Pitts, right? They elected not to back up Matty Ice. They said, hey, we're going to go for it with Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan's, he's your average. Kirk Cousins to me. He's average. He's going to get you there. But they have weapons. Kyle Pitts, Calvin
Ridley without Julio, just wait till fantasy starts. His numbers without Julio were insane.
Why do you think? I mean, what's Julio done in like 2 years?
I mean, he's produced still, and he's just a threat as well. He helps Ridley get wide open. So I mean, they don't have a run game. That's a concern to me.
Have you not seen Mike Davis's thighs?
Don't get me wrong. He is going to be a fantasy darling for me because if you want to go 0 RB, I feel like you can get away with it this year, getting Mike Davis in like the 5th round. Like, I'm fine with that.
Oh, stop.
Mike Davis will be on some of my teams, guaranteed.
You act like, you can get away with 0 RB this year.
Can.
But every year you're like, I think I can get away with 0 RB.
and I try.
You're just a
In
zero
one league
RB
each
in
year, I
general.
try.
You're just a zero RB in general. Like you make it seem like, oh, I'm making a stand here, going zero RB, and Mike Davis can do it for me. No,
I did it. I had David Montgomery as my RB1, and it worked out last year.
Yeah, so don't make it seem like you're going against the path. You're like, oh, I think I could get away with it this year.
Well, most analysts tell you not to do that, but I feel like you can get away with some of this stuff this year.
You do it every year. What do you mean you get?
I'm in 3 major leagues, and I try it once in a different year each. The contingent on how the draft goes. I will try it in one league each year. I do try it. It's not like my predominant strategy, like going into it. It's just a matter of how the cookie crumbles, baby. You got to look at it. But either way, Mike Davis isn't he might be fantasy gold, but he's not going to be like real life NFL factors. Again, I have the under. It sounds like you're leaning to over 7.
Now that I'm looking at this team, they're pretty bad. They're pretty bad.
Their defense is atrocious.
Oh, I know. That's what I'm looking at. They don't cover anyone. They're better than I thought they were. Over, baby.
Over. All right. Hey, I can take it. Calvin Ridley leading you to the promised land. And you want to talk about bad I think the Lions are going to be the worst team in the league, but there's 2 teams that compete with them, and one of them is this one here, the Carolina Panthers. I think they are ass. I mean, I looked at it. Vegas has them at 7.5. 7.5 for the Carolina Panthers. I gave them 3. So
I'd go over on your number. I like the Panthers.
Really?
The Panthers. Are the Panthers bad?
Panthers, I mean, their defense is young, so I just don't trust it fully yet.
They got a bunch of playmakers on the defense. They got Hassan
They're all young
from Arizona. They picked up Denzel Perryman from the Chargers. They still got Dante Jackson. Jeremy Chin was one of the best rookie defensive backs in the league. Derek Brown's going to be a stud. Well, give me the Panthers. Let's go, baby. Panthers for the win of the win in the division.
Winning the division?
Oh, yeah. You heard it here on the Stacks and Stats podcast. I'm all in. I'm looking at the depth chart. I'm all in, baby. You want 3 wins? I'll do over 3 with you.
No, I'm not. That's not a hill I'm willing to die on, but I'm just looking at it here. Luckily, they played the Jets and the Texans. But
baby.
I don't know. I'm looking at their schedule.
I want to say
I don't see them beating many other teams. The Bills, Dolphins, Cardinals, Giants, maybe. Patriots, maybe. Eagles, Cowboys.
Oh, Dave, I don't like. They're going to win some ball games. They're going to win the division.
All right. So you're clearly 7.5 is what Vegas has it at.
Over
7.
That may be the lock of the Stacks and Stats podcast.
Oh God. Yeah, I'm not
going
to certify that one.
Let's go. We're about good mojo and winners here, baby.
All right. Well, do you consider Seattle a winner? Because Vegas does. Vegas has them at 9.5. That division, I think that's the best division in football. In all honesty, all 4 of those teams.
Outside of the AFC North.
All 4 of those teams could be playoff teams, in my opinion. Literally all 4.
AFC North.
I don't think all 4 of those.
What do you mean?
Get this one. I don't think the Bengals are the worst division. The worst.
I know you think Pittsburgh is the worst team.
I think Pittsburgh's bad. I think they're really
You
bad.
said that last year. They're gonna have a good
They were bad. They were bad last year. They were fluky to start. They crumbled like I thought they were all year. They were bad. They weren't good.
They weren't bad.
They were bad.
What was the
Huh?
How many wins did Pittsburgh have last year?
Like 10, 11.
You're telling me a 10 win bad?
They lost their last 7. They were bad, dude. They were bad.
10-win teams aren't bad.
We will get to the AFC. We're in our last division in the NFC. And right now we're looking at Seattle, who I don't think is bad. And I personally have them for more wins than I wanted. I had them at 11, and I don't feel good about that at all. And Vegas has it at 9.5. So I don't know. That's
You're
a tough
going
debate.
over on every team but the Panthers and the Lions, really. Yeah, they're all going to win 1 million games.
Yeah. I mean, so are you not believing in Seattle?
No, Seattle's fine. What's wrong with Seattle? I like Seattle.
So you like the over, the 9.5?
I would probably, if I mean, that's a good line. Vegas knows what they're doing. They're no dummies. I think the Seahawks are the second best team in the division.
Who's the best team in the division?
Oh God, this makes me want to throw up when I say this. Actually, they're the best team in the division. I think the Cardinals. It's between them and the Cardinals.
Oh, see, I disagree. The Cardinals right now, I had it 7 wins, and Vegas has 8. So Vegas agrees with me.
I just don't think that when you look at the Rams, I'm not a Stafford guy. And the 49ers, they're going to be they don't even know what they're doing.
What aspects of the Cardinals make you think they could be the best team in the division? Just strictly on their offense, or?
Oh yeah, they're going to score points. They're going to score a lot of points.
What are your thoughts on their defense? Because I'm not really a big believer.
League average. I mean, they got playmakers. They got Isaiah Simmons is going to be.
He doesn't even play. They did not play that guy.
At the end of the year, they did. Not at the beginning. And if we're going off the end of the year, like you said, if we're going off the end of the Steelers,
they didn't make the
playoffs. No. I mean, they arguably got the second best safety in the league, Budda Baker.
Budda Baker is good. I like Budda Baker.
They got washed up J.J. Swat. They got Chandler Jones. They drafted Zaven Collins. They're a league average defense. They're not going to be awesome. They're not going to be bad. I just think their offense has the highest potential out of all of these teams. I mean, because when you got DeAndre, you got Christian Kirk, AJ Green, Rondale Moore, Andy Isabel.
I think the Isabella project is gone. I think they're done with that.
He'll have one game where he goes for like 2
he'll have 1
yards and 2 touchdowns.
I think AJ Green is washed. And then I wouldn't say washed, but he's not the AJ Green that's it. He's not washed. He's 70% of what he's 65% of what AJ used to be. Like, he'll be all right. He's not what he should be. So you're looking at Christian Kirk, I think, is weird. I think he's good and bad at the same time. I don't know what to think on Christian Kirk. I think he's okay too.
Because this is a legitimate question. I don't know. Is Fitz signed? Is Fitz playing?
No, I don't believe he is. I think they were talking to him about coming back, but I don't think he's signed officially.
I feel like it would hurt. Like, I know he didn't officially retire or anything, but I also haven't seen him like
I know it was in limbo. The last time I saw anything like news wise, they were talking about how the team is supposed to be good and how he should come back. But I don't think he's officially signed. He's just they're holding a spot for him if he wants to.
Right.
So I don't hate the Cardinals. They're actually one of my favorite NFC teams. I just think the division's tough, man. It's not anything against the Cardinals. It's just the division.
We went fast into the I think we were starting with the Seahawks and then we flipped.
Yeah, well, the Seahawks, there wasn't a lot to talk about. I mean, we're taking the over, and I mean, in all honesty, we're an hour in, so we're looking at it.
We want to make a separate pod for the AFC.
Yeah, we're gonna end up doing that. But yeah, I mean, I'm looking at the Cardinals here. I had them right at where Vegas is at. Basically, I have 7, they had 8.
I'll give me over.
You're over?
Yeah, give me over on the Cardinals. Yeah.
Okay. All right, no problem. And then
I think they're a 10-win team.
This is where the debate is going to happen. The Rams. I think the Rams are a top 5 team in football.
You're insane. Why?
Where are the Rams bad?
Where are they great?
They have. I'm higher on Stafford than you are. I'm not as high as.
He's okay. He's not bad. He's not bad. He's not bad.
You got to think about what he's been working with and the numbers he's been putting up. Now you're giving him Woods and Cup. Like you're giving him oh my God, who is the Akers? You're giving him Cam Akers, a good run game. You're giving him a line. You have Ramsey and the best player in football and Aaron Donald on the other side. I think they are damn good. And you have Sean McVay as a good coach.
This team, they're so top heavy. You look at their depth chart, they have Aaron Donald.
But who else do they have on defense other than him and Jalen Ramsey?
What else do you need? They're good. I mean, the defensive unit's good. I mean, you look at it.
They lost a lot of pieces.
Yeah.
They lost one of the best safeties in football. Now they're starting a college free agent at safety, Juju Hughes. They're starting a 6th round pick from last year at safety. They're starting another college free agent linebacker, a 5th round linebacker from 2 years ago, Micah Kaiser, Troy Reader. This team, what's Vegas say?
Vegas has them at 10.5.
Under. I'll bet you.
No, I'm not betting on the Rams. I've learned my bets.
Top 5 team in the NFL, and you're not going to bet me?
You get me riled up, and then I make stupid bets. I've learned I'm not going to get. I am stone cold today, baby.
you just called them a top 5 team in the NFL.
I think they win 12 to 13 games this year.
Oh my God! Please, and you're not gonna. If you think they can win 13 games, and you're not going to bet me over 10.5?
No.
That's a weak stand.
They are a good team. They are a very
Why
good
won't you bet it? That's the point of this
life happens,
podcast. If to put your money where the mouth is. If you're telling these viewers that they're a top 5 team in the NFL, you're telling our viewers to go bet the Rams, and you're not going to bet the Rams. I can't stand for that.
I'm not going to bet you against the Rams. That's just the way it is. I am stone cold today. Not going to budge. Not going to happen. I think they're a top unit. And like you said, I do agree at the consensus that they're top heavy. So say you have a crazy injury. It's football. It's a physical sport. It takes one thing. Stafford gets hurt or Donald gets hurt. Then all of a sudden they go from 13 to 8, and then you're just kind of screwed. So they are top heavy. I agree. But it's not like their team, the players are synonymous with injuries. Stafford's an Iron Man. Donald will play through anything. Like their top heavy guys are guys that play.
Stafford is a tough dude.
Yeah.
If he's anything, he's a tough dude, and he'll iron it out. He's probably the toughest quarterback in the league.
Second toughest. But no, in all honesty, I do like the Rams a lot this year, more than I want to. I don't know why. When I statted it out, there are 2 teams that I like a lot this year, and I don't know why. It's the way it happens when you look at it on a game-by-game basis. But
my viewers, I'm sorry that we can't get a live bet right here. I'm willing to take a stand against the LA Rams, and your host, Nadif Taylor, will not put his money where his mouth is because he knows I pick winners. He knows I pick winners.
So on to the San Francisco 49ers.
Don't matter. Under. What do they have? What's Vegas having, man?
I agree with you. Vegas has them at 10.5.
Holy crap! 2 locks in one. Oh.
Yeah.
We're talking
Vegas, that's the crazy thing about this division. If you look at it, they had to pull from somewhere. That's why the Cardinals is so low. You have Seattle at 9.5, Cardinals at 8, Rams at 10.5, 49ers at 10.5.
Who are these? What? Did Vegas start because this is the last division we're doing in the NFC? Did they hit the bottom a little too hard when they got down to the NFC West? Whatever the heck they are. Holy
it's the best division in football, baby. I don't know, but I do not have them at 10.5. I felt generous with my 8. I know they lost a lot of key pieces last year, and there's a lot of recency bias here. They are still good, but I think Trey Lance could either be the best quarterback in the draft or the worst, and no one has any idea. And if they try to force the issue, if they get off to a rough start and they throw Trey Lance in there, sink or swim.
Trey Lance experiment.
That
baby.
fucker's gonna sink.
Oh yeah, he will. You gotta let him sit.
I mean, they're gonna rely on their defense, and their defense is good. Don't get me wrong, it's good, but it's a tough division. Can you rely on your defense if you have a tough schedule? Like, it's 10.5 just seems a bit much to me.
There's the person who just said the Rams have an elite defense and you don't need more than 2 players on it.
Not when they're that good. They're that good.
Good
They
God.
remind me of Tremaine Edmonds and Trey White, baby.
Guys, please do not listen to this take.
God, I'm telling you, no. 49ers, I agree with you. I'm taking the under all day. 10.5 is just too much. For a Jimmy Garoppolo-led team.
They're probably better than what I'm giving them credit for, but they're not 10.5 good.
No, I am on the same page. I'm on the exact same page. So, in all honesty, that takes us just to the division winner, and I have as my division winners. I have the Cowboys, the Vikings, the Rams, and the Bucks. So, who did you have as your? Who do you think overall is going to win your divisions?
All I heard was chalk, 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 chalk. Is that the Vegas favorite? Well, other than
no. So Vegas favorites have the Cowboys, the Packers,
but no, you can't count the Packers right now. That's not a thing.
the Rams, and the Bucks. But that's why
Chalk, and chalk.
So I did my rankings prior to. So, like, as you had aforementioned, Vegas is not stupid. So that's why before I looked at any rankings, I do the same thing with my UFC pod. I do not look at who the favorite is. I don't look at who the dogs are. I do my own analysis, and then I go and I see what Vegas thinks. And if I agree, I'm like, oh, that's a good bet. Otherwise, I agree with most of these.
There's no value in these. We need to pick some winners where we can make some money. Like
The Vikings is plus money.
The NFC East. Give me the Eagles.
Eagles, okay.
I don't even remember if I took over or under on them, but give me them.
Over. You took the over.
Okay. NFC South. Give me the Panthers.
That's disgusting. That's just trying to lose money.
No, that's where the money's at.
They're a bottom 5 unit in football.
Then bet me. You won't bet me on a bottom 5 unit and a top 5 unit.
They're awful. They're god awful.
Then with the
they're bad.
NFC West, give me the Arizona Football Cardinals.
That doesn't sound like the Rams' bad take. And then who do you got? The NFC South.
You mean the NFC North?
Or wait, no, the Bucks.
I already gave you the Panthers. They're the winners.
I'm just so confused that they're even in there. Then who are we missing?
NFC North.
Yep.
I'll agree with you on one team. I'll go the Vikings.
All right. So you have the Eagles, Panthers.
Are you actually maybe onto something with that Vikings/Bears bet? One of them should hit.
One of them will hit, and they're both plus money. Big plus money.
Yeah, those are good bets. I changed my take on that, but no, that's some contrarian picks, baby. I'm giving winners. We got good mojo going here, TV.
All right. Last one. NFC Conference winner. Vegas has the Bucks. I have the Rams.
You have the Rams. Who would? So you're not
contrarian. Who do you have? The Panthers.
You're not gonna bet me on a team you think goes to the Super Bowl. Let me guess. Your Super Bowl is the Bills versus the Rams.
Chiefs.
Oh, okay.
I can't let personal feelings put things aside. That's the first way to lose money.
How gross would it be if I said the Panthers win the whole thing?
I would probably kick you off the show for life. You'd be banned.
No, I don't think they're going to win the whole thing. This is gonna be weird. I don't know if I like this, but I want the Arizona Cardinals.
Hey, I like the Cardinals. I don't believe in them because of the division this year, but I like the Cardinals. I'm fine with that. So Vegas has the Bucks, you have the Cardinals, I have the Rams. Otherwise, that is the NFC. This is a fire edition of the Stats and Stacks podcast. I'm going to keep these I wrote down everything, taking notes, give you a nice little spreadsheet, and we're going to keep track along the way. So end of the year, we'll obviously have a review, and we'll see from there.
Give one lock.
What you got?
Give one lock to the people.
All right, I got it down. What's your lock?
What was you're gonna have to remind me again. What was the Panthers over under?
Oh God, it was like 5 or something.
Oh baby.
Panthers. I want to say it was 5. Panthers. What division are
Panthers is at 5.
Yep, it was so. No. They were at 7.5.
Oh, never mind.
I forgot you did have a lock on here though. It was one of the real early ones.
Maybe the Bears were my lock. I'm not sure.
No, you know what it was? It was the under on the who's the who's the one team worse than the Panthers? Lions 5.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's it. Yep,
that's the lock.
You
know what?
Under 5.
I agree with you. Yeah. I agree that's an official lock. I agree 110%.
Don't win on Thanksgiving, and they never win again.
I think they're gonna win. They're gonna find a way to win one game, and I have God knows.
Dan Campbell himself is worth like 3.5. But outside,
and you're still hitting.
He's got no help. Got to give it him.
No, that's it. So that is the NFC Stats and Stacks podcast official futures predictions. We're going to have you tune in for the AFC soon to come. Otherwise, let's get some winners, baby.
Let's bet.
Thanks for hopping on, brother.
Peace.